This video is sponsored by #ProtectTheWaifu. If you felt like anime girls need to be protected, then here are 10 animes where the guys support and protect the waifu movement. Oh, and most of these guys are badasses too. Without wait, let's get started. Number 10, MM.
あなた様の犬ですわん。
太郎。そっか。あんたはド M の変態さんだもんね。
Are you a masochist? Then trust me, you're going to fall in love with this one so much you'll be trying to beat yourself to enjoy it. MM, or also known as Mega Masochist, is about a boy who gets beaten by all the girls around him and still survives after all of that punishment. I mean, come on, this guy looks like a war victim after all the beatings, and the guy still survives to tell the tale. But jokes aside, this story has a lot of emotional moments that will leave an impact on you, and at the same time, it also balances the comedic aspects of the story to make it look more lighthearted and fun. Oh, and did I forget to mention that MM goes a bit into the harem route? I mean, this guy only acts protective around one girl, but it's pretty clear the club president also has feelings for him. Number 9, Neo Angelique Abyss.
レイン君、二手に分かれて戦いましょう。ああ。
Now this one might be a bit predictable, and the main character is not someone you'll instantly fall in love with, but as you keep watching more episodes of the show, you'll start to love the characters. Okay, you might still like the side characters more than the main character, but in the end, you're here to see the overprotective badass boy save the girl, and trust me, there's a lot of it in this one. The show also has a very simple story about a group of people having powers fighting the big bad evil while going on some adventures, so it's not one of those shows you have to think too much about. Now the thing is, this show could have had way more better action with some less info dumps, but if you ignore that, you'll still find a great show to watch. Number 8, No Tsukiyama.
しょうがねえから、なんだってしてやる。でも、下げたくねえ頭は下げられねえ。
Normally, when the guy protects the girl, he comes with the overpowered label, but our boy Saito here starts off pretty weak and only then grows strong. Joining him is the very annoying tsundere with the pink hair who loves to give orders and act bossy. I know, not my favorite type, but as you move on, you'll start to love her, or you'll start to love the other characters in the harem and not the main girl. Either way, the main point you need to understand is that even though this guy may look like a weakling who can barely lift a sword, he still has the strength to become a badass when the villain tries to hurt the girl. There is one point where he fights a whole army. I mean, that's pretty badass, right? Number 7, Vampire Knight.
血の香りによって正気を失ったか。
I love how the manga author of this story sat down and thought, how can I make Twilight but with more story and a bad romance? Along comes Vampire Knight, a story about vampires and knights. Come on, what did you expect? Oh, it happens in an academy too. Now this academy is special. It is divided into 2 classes, the day classes and the night classes. There is also the disciplinary committee, which is led by our 2 main protagonists, the cheerful Yuki Cross and the gruff Zero Kiryu, who maintain order and peace between the 2 classes. So all is good, right? Not exactly. The problem is that the night class actually hides a darker secret. They are vampires. The day class has no clue about this, so it is a secret unique to the night class. To make things more interesting, the leader of the night class is Kaname, who Yuki has a history with. If you need love struggles with vampires, then this is the story for you. Number 6, Hidan No Aria.
ほら、そこのバカ！さっさと頭を下げなさいよ！
It's Japan, so when they combine highly talented assassins with anime schools, you shouldn't be surprised. In fact, you should be asking, wait, why wasn't this done ages ago? This was a very good concept. The plot is situated in an alternative reality Japan, where the increasing crime rate caused an elite academy to spring to life, where they trained armed detectives that eventually end up being mercenary-like agents of justice, referred to by many as butai. Our main character, Kenji Toyama, was a dropout of the elite academy, but after a run-in with an infamous killer caused him to meet Arya Holmes Kanzaki. She realizes his potential as she demands Kenji to become her partner. Yeah, that means you get the regular tsundere love drama along with deadly assassination missions. Oh, and the guy is a badass too. What more could you ask? Number 5, Aesthetica of a Rogue Hero.
そうなんだ。
お疲れさん。ま、
無事に検査が終わってよかったな。
When speaking about overpowered guys protecting girls, we cannot forget about the famous demon lord, cute daughter isekai Aesthetica of a rogue hero. In Aesthetica of a rogue hero, the hero of the world, Akatsuki Asawa, arrives at the school of Babel with the daughter of a demon lord, hoping to start a new life there. But the school itself becomes a mystery. It is said to be a school that trains interdimensional travelers, but the demon lord's daughter and his hero soon realize that this is not the case. The series definitely knows how to balance its romance and action aspects, because whenever there is action, you can definitely make sure that this guy is gonna rescue the girl while looking badass. And you'll soon know that protecting the demon lord's daughter has its own benefits. Number 4, Achikochi.
せっかくだし一緒に撮ってみる？なんて。
撮る。一緒に撮る。
We all know the pain of confessing. I know on paper it sounds pretty easy, but when you actually try to do it, you find jumping out of a window is a better option than confessing your feelings to the person you like. Along comes Achikuchi, an anime that tells everyone this, but with a ton of comedy and slice-of-life moments. All this girl wants to do is confess to the guy she likes, and every time she wants to, there seems to be some obstacle preventing it. And of course, to add more trouble, our male lead seems like a regular oblivious guy who doesn't know that the girl likes him. Seriously, man, what's wrong with you? Do you know how lucky you are? Anyway, if you want to see embarrassing love stories with a guy who protects the girl when the time comes, then here's the show for you. Number 3, Kaze No Stigma. Perhaps protecting the angry girl might give you some benefits. The story of Kaze No Stigma is centralized around Kasuma Yagami, a young man that was banished from the noble Kanagi household due to his inability to control fire and his defeat in a duel with his younger cousin, Iyano Kanagi. When he returns home after his exile, he finds out that most of his family members have been murdered using Fujutsu, which is the ability to control wind. Now the blame of all of this naturally falls for our poor Kazuma, and now he has to figure out the real culprit behind the murder, or his potential girlfriend, aka the hot-headed tsundere Ayano, will kill him first. But come on, that's not going to happen. Our boy Kazuma always knows how to win the girl. Number 2, Snow White with the red hair. Are you tired of modern-day high school romances? Then make sure to watch Snow White with the red hair, because not only will you get some good fantasy with a girl who wants to do some good in this world, but you also get a bad boy who is ready to protect her. Even if we move into a fantasy setting, the romance is there simply as a subgenre, or just as an element to hook the viewer. But Snow White with the red hair actually managed to deliver us an interesting romance fantasy show. It may start off in a Disney fairy tale style with a good prince, a bad prince, and an innocent girl, but it then focuses on the girl's adventure and how she learns to be a medic in the good prince's castle. The premise is very simple, but each of the characters has a backstory. Yes, even the so-called white knights that saved the damsel in distress. So if you need a cool fantasy romance, watch it. Number 1, Maid Sama.
なんで来てんだ正面から
What is the best thing to cool down a hot-headed girl? It's a boy who looks cool, acts cool, and stays like an invincible bodyguard around the girl. Maid Sama is not all about the maids, because even if you love the maid aspect of it, the real aspect of success behind this show is the chemistry of the couple. This cool guy knows the exact way to cool down a hot-headed tsundere. How? By using a technique called flirting with the tsundere and remaining overprotective around her until she finally starts to notice me and falls in love with me. Trust me, this technique works in a lot of tsundere animes, but this is the one that showcases it the best. So, if you need some badass boy and tsundere love drama, here's the show for you.